Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Elizabeth and I'm here to talk about my gray hair transition. So just to give you a little bit of background, I started going gray when I was in my late 30s, early 40s, and the first ones to come in were these white ones right here at my temples. Prior to that, I just highlighted my hair for fun, but once these grays started coming through, the focus was all about covering them up. And I've been chasing these grays for quite some time. About a year and a half ago, I started thinking seriously about letting my hair go natural. I was really curious about what my gray pattern would be and whether or not I'd like it. I was going to the salon every 6 to 8 weeks, and I certainly could have gone sooner, but I would stretch out the time, and to do that, I would use a root touch-up kit. So this is the one that worked really well for me, and I have not one, not two, but three of these in my cupboard. We live in a very small community, and sometimes products run out for whatever reason, and it always seemed that my particular box number was out of stock. So I had this little secret, my little safety hoarding, just in case. So as you know, when you're going to the salon regularly to dye your hair, you always work around special events and the holidays. So those kits came in really handy if I couldn't get an appointment right when I needed one. But as I was getting these frequent hair appointments, I sort of resented the time in the chair. So in general, it would take about 2 hours because I left with my hair wet. So I would just go, I would get my hair dyed, so they would use the foils. And then in between the foils, they would actually, my stylist would just paint the dye in between. And because these areas that frame my face are really quite white, sometimes the stylist would have to use like a little bit darker dye in these areas. And when I come home, I found like for the first 10 days or so, this section around here was just a little bit darker than I wanted. And it was always kind of a stark contrast with my complexion. And I just wasn't happy with it. But after the 10 days passed, like after I washed it a couple times and just being out in the environment, that very dark band would sort of lighten, and it would just blend in with the rest of my hair, and I'd be really happy with it until the next appointment rolled around. So I sort of got to resent the 2 hours in the chair and also the expense, and I didn't really like the idea of putting chemicals in my hair and continuing to do that for the future. So I didn't want to be in my 70s and 80s and still dyeing my hair, so I thought, let's just give this a try. So I went on YouTube and I was watching some videos to see how other people approach the journey, and I came across this one about the dye strip technique. So I'll put up the link here so you can actually check it out for yourself. But the basic concept is that you change the side of your part. So I changed mine and parted it over on the right, and you just dye about 1.5 inches on either side of your part, just to the crown, and you just focus on this area. That's the only section that you dye, and you let everything else just go natural. And you protect this hair as you're applying the dye so that it doesn't sort of bleed into the area that you're letting go natural. And then when you have your hair styled, this section just sort of covers everything. So that way you don't get a line of demarcation, which is really one of the hardest things, I think, to cope with. When you're used to dyeing your hair frequently, as soon as you see those roots coming in, you're just sort of conditioned to thinking, oh my gosh, like I need to do something about that. And I need to, make a hair appointment or get out a root touch-up kit. So I think that growth line in the beginning is kind of hard to cope with. So this avoids that. And basically you just keep dyeing that one section until your hair is sufficiently grown out. And then you just flip your part back to where it was before. And then the gray is all revealed here, And then on this side, you'll have that strip that just needs to grow out, and that'll just happen underneath the top part of your hair there. So I did that actually. I did a root touch-up kit at home, and I just dyed that very strip. And then I sent the video to my hairstylist, and I told her that for my appointment in December, that was my intention. And she was on board with it, very supportive of the idea of me letting my hair grow out, but maybe a little bit skeptical about the technique and how it would work. But in any case, we did that for my December appointment. And then I made one for March. And when I went back in March, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go cold turkey from here, and that's what I've done. So because I did the dye strip technique, you'll notice that on this side my gray is more grown out than on this side, and that's why. So anyway, in terms of my gray pattern, it very much is framing my face. I'll just turn around in a second here and you can have a look at the back of my hair. It's actually very dark brown. So I was always kind of an auburn brown, like sort of basically this color. But as I've gotten older, my hair has definitely darkened. So I'll just flip around here and you can have a look and see what my gray pattern is so far. So it's still evolving, obviously, but so far so good. And the more it grows out, the more I like it. So one of the things I think when your roots are first coming through, you do have to sort of have a little bit of a mental shift about accepting this and also embracing it. So, you know, you're so used to thinking of your roots as kind of a negative thing. So you just sort of have to change that and go, you know what, this is actually okay. Like this is what I'm working toward. I desire this and it's happening. And you just sort of have to keep telling yourself, like, you know, when you look in the mirror and you see that line of demarcation, you just kind of have to just give yourself a little talking to and put yourself in a positive frame of mind. I have to say, I have avoided looking in the mirror on some days. Some days it's quite hard. But I feel like I'm getting somewhere. The process is slow. The guideline they give is kind of a year to the ear. And I feel like in December, I'll definitely be there. So my hair is quite fluffy, as you can see. But, you know, if I were to just straighten it down, I think I would definitely, you know, be pretty much at my ear. And certainly will be by December. So one of the things I wanted to show you today is just some of the simple hairstyles that I do, just to kind of do something with my hair and, you know, get it up or just to make it a little more interesting. So one of the things I do is I just part it on the side. It doesn't matter either side. And then I just take the front part of the hair and twist it. And I just keep picking up hair as I go along. And just keep twisting it back. And once I get to my ear, I basically stop there, and I have these little clips, and I have them in brown and also silver or clear, and I tend to use the brown one back here because my hair is quite dark and it just blends in a little better. So that's what I do on that side, and then I do the same on the other side. So one of the things about this journey, I think it is really important to have some support. And my husband and my two boys have really encouraged and supported me. Otherwise, I don't know if I could actually do this. And also I have two sisters. One's a year older than me and one's quite a bit younger. But my older sister let her hair go natural about 8 years ago maybe. And it looks amazing. And I'll put up a picture here and you can see. But she has really been a source of strength for me. I don't have any close friends here that are going through this. And, you know, we chat every week on FaceTime, and she's been amazingly supportive. So, yeah, it's made all the difference. So that's what I do. See how fast that is? And I'll just swing around so you can have a look. So that's one of the things that I do with my hair that's super quick. Another thing I do sometimes is just like a French braid down the back. So, that's just very simple and it's cool. So sometimes if I'm working out, my hair's not quite long enough to just put it directly back in a ponytail. These top bits sort of tend to come out of the ponytail and fly around. So if I anchor them with a braid, it's much neater and I don't have those flyaways. Yeah, so in terms of support, the other option, of course, are several Facebook groups about, you know, going gray. And also, I've joined Katie Goes Platinum just to get some information about different products and, you know, just to kind of have a little bit of support and inspiration. And also on the Facebook groups, I do find like some of the photos are really inspirational, and just reading about other people's journeys, that's definitely helped me through. I do have one friend here who I see like every every other week or so in a group setting. And she started this process during lockdown, which I wish I had, but I don't think I was mentally in the right space for that. But anyway, she's actually now cut her hair into like a very short pixie cut, and it looks amazing, and she's basically through the journey now. So now she just needs to grow it out to, you know, the style that she wants, but it looks great. So I was thinking about cutting my hair a little bit, but my intention after this is to actually have long hair, or at least to my shoulders like I have now. And I really didn't want to get it cut short and have a hairstyle that I wasn't happy with on top of growing out my hair. I just thought it would be like a double whammy, like too much all at once if I didn't like it. So I'm just doing this for now. But like I said, my intention is to have my hair long enough to put in a ponytail. So I live in quite a humid climate, and it's kind of a bit of a safety thing to be able to put your hair in a ponytail and just kind of get it back. So it might not be the neatest braid you've ever seen. I'm not sure what it'll look like, but I'll just give you a quick swing around here so you can see. So I think when you have 3 colors of hair like I do, braids look a little bit interesting. They take the focus away maybe from just the gray, but the braid just looks a little bit interesting, so I do like that. And then there's one more that I do, and I basically just braid a hairband. So you just take some hair from the front, as much as you think you would need for a hairband, and then I put the rest in a ponytail in the back. And I just flip it to the side, and then I braid this section. And as I'm braiding it, I only pick up hair from the front. I don't pick up hair from the back. So I'm pretty sure I wore this hairstyle to my grade 12 prom. I was trying to find a picture, but I can't seem to find any. But anyway, so I've been doing this for a long time. So, you know, maybe it's a little bit dated, and I might be a bit too old for this, but maybe not. Anyway, it's what I'm doing. So it does help kind of to get my hair back out of my face. And also, I don't like blowing my hair dry after I've washed it. I never have. It's just quite thick and it takes a long time. So if I need to go somewhere and I've just washed my hair, I can quickly braid a hairband and put it back, and I feel like it looks tidy and, you know, it looks presentable. So when you're talking about the gray hair journey, one thing that always comes up is purple shampoo and whether or not you use it. So as I said, my sister's been like a real source of inspiration, but also knowledge, because she's been through this process herself. She recommended this really amazing purple shampoo to me, and I just started using it in June, and I absolutely love it, and I'll show it to you in a second. I just use it once a week. I don't wash my hair that frequently because it tends to be on the dry side. But in between times, like if I'm hot and sweaty or whatever, I'll just wet my hair with water and just sort of rinse it, and then I put conditioner on it. So there you can see how I just braid it like that. And then I take the ponytail out, and then I take one of my clips again, and I just clip that. Actually, I need to put a little elastic on there first, sorry. Yeah, just put a little elastic on and then stick it at the back. So one of the things, like I was mentioning earlier about having this three colors of hair, I have a Cocker Spaniel, and he's a tricolor Spaniel, so he is mostly white with brown and black. And my husband has been teasing me that I'm starting to look more and more like Franklin. So I'll put up a picture here, and you can tell me if you think I'm looking like my dog. Anyway, if I am, it's okay. He's kind of cute, but it is kind of funny. It's a little bit of an inside joke here. So yeah, so that's basically what I do. And as you can see, like I said, the pattern with the three colors of hair, it just kind of makes it look interesting, and it doesn't camouflage it because I can't hide this, and I'm not trying to, right? So another little variation on this braid is that instead of doing one braid with this section, you can do two and do them in the same direction and then put them together and put it behind your ear. And it just makes it a little more interesting. And I'll put up a picture so you can take a look at that. So I was going to show you my purple shampoo. So the one that I have is Lucetta Biotin and Collagen shampoo and conditioner. And I'll just show you, this is sort of like a pearly pink with purple tones. And then the conditioner is actually more purple. So you can see those. And the smell is absolutely amazing. It's so light and fresh, and I just love it. I can't wait to use it. Actually, like I said, I just wash my hair once a week. I use the conditioner in between times, but when it comes time to actually shampooing it, I love it. And the next day, I find my hair, it kind of makes the gray hairs pop a little bit and sort of sparkle, and I do really like that. So those are some of the things I do, and there's just one more. One thing I was going to say, you know, going through this journey, you have moments of doubt, and every now and then, like, a conversation will come up and it'll just sort of like leave a lingering thought, like, is this the right thing to do? Am I comfortable with this? So one day I was chatting with this lady, and I in the beginning, because I just had like a little bit of growth coming out, you know, it doesn't look intentional in the beginning, and you feel like when you're chatting with people, you see their eyes kind of wandering up to your root line, and you know, you feel a little self-conscious about it. So I would just blurt out, like, I'm actually, like, I haven't missed a hair appointment or two. I'm actually letting my hair go natural. Like, this is not, you know, this is intentional. And that starts a conversation sometimes. And one lady told me, she's in her 70s, and she told me that she thought about going gray, or she had a conversation with her husband about it, and he told her he didn't want her to because he thought she was going to look old. And you know, so she said, you know, so I just decided not to do it. And then another lady who started growing out her hair during lockdown because she couldn't get a hair appointment, she said she had a chat with her daughter one day because she had quite a bit of growth coming through. And she said, you know, what do you think? I'm thinking about maybe letting my hair go natural. And her daughter said, Mom, I want you to look like my mother, not my grandmother. So she said, so I just decided not to do it. So, you know, when you hear things like that, like, I don't want to look old. I don't mind being a grandmother, but I don't want to look old. And I'm happy to look my age, and that's fine. But anyway, I hope that, you know, I'm trying to take good care of myself. I'm trying to be more active and sort of eat well so that I feel well physically while I'm going through this, because it's not always easy. And as I said, you do have moments where you sort of think, oh gosh, like, is this the right thing for me? But having said that, if I wanted to dye my hair, I could literally go buy a box of dye right now. These root touch-up kits wouldn't be enough to deal with this issue. But yeah, I could definitely do that, and I could definitely get a salon appointment. Probably not for this week, but you know, I could definitely go to the salon and get it dyed. So it's nothing set in stone. You know, it's a personal choice, and it is reversible. Once my hair is grown out, I'm not saying that I'll never dye it or highlight it or do anything again, but I just really want to see what my pattern's like, and I hope that if I do color it in any way, that it's closer to my natural color so that I don't have to go through like this grow out process again. But I'm feeling pretty strong right now. I think the first couple months are the hardest, and like I said, everybody needs support, and the support that I've received from my family has really helped me through. So another thing I do, as I said earlier, I don't like blowing my hair dry. I'm actually pretty careful about using heat on my hair, except I do use hot rollers. And I have these Conair hot rollers. I've had them for about 10 years, and I love them. So basically I just put them in and then leave them in for a few, like maybe 2 minutes, and then take them out again. And I find because we live in a humid climate and my hair is a bit fluffy, it kind of takes like the fluffiness out of it and settles it down a bit. And also the curl sort of blurs the line of demarcation from my growth line. So I like that as well. So I'll just give you an idea what that looks like. So I might do this like for something special or date night or, you know, whatever. So the last time I went to my hairdresser, I've been going kind of every 2 months just to keep getting my hair trimmed. She was talking with me about, you know, she suggested that maybe in this front part here that we could do a little bit of color correction. So basically sort of dye this, bleach this out, and then recolor it to match the top part. Just in the front. So I don't know if I'm up to that or not. I'm not very experimental when it comes to my hair. And also I know that bleaching it would dry it out more. So that makes me a little bit nervous. So if I do it, it would be the end of this month and the end of August. And so if I do, I'll post another video to show you what that's all about. And if I don't do it, I'll post again in December at my 1 year mark so you can see how far I've come. So yeah, so I think you can definitely see the line of demarcation there. But I feel like, you know, having a bit of curl in it, it just sort of gives it a bit of movement and you can't really see it as much. So if you're thinking about going on this journey, letting your hair go natural, you know, I'd love your company and your support along the way. We can support each other. If you have any questions or comments, please post them and I look forward to responding. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys either at the end of August or in December, depending on what happens with my hair. Have a great day, everyone.